I found it really helpful to talk to someone who I didn't know. I said that made it a lot easier to say certain things, because when we had the diagnosis, it hit our families just as hard as us. So it's hard to talk about it with family when you can see they're getting so upset as well. So I went and talked to someone that didn't know anything about me, anything about the situation, and that really helped. I said, and then also when we met Ben and Claire, that really helped us both.
That peer-to-peer that you operate is fantastic.
Yeah, that made a massive difference. That we could just I think like comparing notes, wasn't it? At some point.
It was.
But that helped, and we were going, well, what did you do, and how did that happen, or how has that affected Harry, or how has that affected Max? And
we're now on a WhatsApp group with 6 or 7 other parents that we all met at the Action Duchenne conference. Yeah. So we're all on a group chat with them from Ireland and Wales and Scotland, and it's really, really good.
It's just sharing the point of, oh, this has happened, how do we fix it? I think it's
feeling like you're not on your own. Yeah, is what it is.
Having access to other people that have failed is a massive difference. Any newly diagnosed, when you feel ready, then approach someone.
Absolutely.
Not until you're ready. And when you feel ready, when you feel like, okay, I can talk about it, or I want to talk to somebody that knows how it feels, so I can be 100% open. I think that's the best time to reach out, to talk to Action Duchenne, or go and see someone privately. It's entirely up to you, but don't bottle it all up, I think, is my biggest bit of advice. When you're ready to talk.
My biggest piece of advice is don't chew up, bite off more than you can chew. Mm-hmm. So don't go home and Google when you've had a diagnosis, because it's overwhelming. Just little segments that you need to know during that day, that week, that month, and then move on to the next bit, because it all happens relatively slowly. So you don't need to know about end of life care until you get to that point. You don't need to know about that when you've got a 3-year-old to think of that still wants to get up in the morning and have a tickle and a play and go in the swing. You've still got to do that.
But after Max's diagnosis, we had our time of having to deal with the diagnosis process and everything, and then we got to a point where we wanted to do something to make a difference. And we wanted to raise not only the money for the charity, but awareness, because until Max was diagnosed, we'd never heard of Duchenne's. No. We knew nothing about it, and I think that was a big step for us to share it with all friends, family, colleagues. Making people aware of the condition is just as important, I think, as raising money for the condition and for the charity. So yeah, I wanted to do an event that would hopefully make a difference. It is trying to bring something positive out of something negative.